Hey, Cub fans. Welcome back to Randy Talks Cubs. Thanks for joining us. I'm still smiling. We just got away with one in Citi Field. I feel like we stole it and we're running away. Cubs win it tonight 3-1 on a Christopher Morel home run in the ninth inning. And it didn't look good. It was It was a pitcher's duel most of the way. Jamison Taillon pitched really well. We'll go through his numbers. And Luis Severino had a no-hitter that was broken up by Dansby Swanson in the eighth inning. So we were getting no hit into the eighth inning, and it was all of that. Severino was just lights out. We weren't even close. We didn't even sniff a hit. And Dansby broke it up in the eighth inning on a broken bat flare to center. So that's kind of where it started. We turned that into a run because the flare followed a walk to Bush, and Mervis came up and grounded out 3-6 fielder's choice, got us on second and third, and then Madrigal pinch hits for Gomes. And Mads hits like a 59-mile-per-hour ground ball to third baseman, and for whatever reason, he decided to go to second, and Mervis was able to beat that play out, and we were able to score. Bush scored on that play. So it was eighth inning, and we're going into the ninth inning, and it's been a rough go. Severino was really good. So at this point, he'd given up just the one hit and the one run there in the eighth. So we'll might as well talk about the ninth inning. They put in their closer, Edwin Diaz, and in that scouting report that I did for us the other day, I talked about how it's going to be trouble when we get into the late innings with that relieving core. And that's what I was thinking about the whole time Severino was no hitting us. It's like, well, we knew that the starters were going to be good, but those relievers are going to be trouble, and we needed to get ahead. I'm like, we're not doing it here on Severino. So Edwin Diaz comes in to pitch the ninth with the game tied 1-1, and he strikes out Nico. Nico got a bad call on a called strike, but struck him out looking, and then Talk doubled. Talk put us in position. Hit another line drive to the left center field gap. I got to tell you, we've been struggling here over the last handful of games, and Talkman's been trying to keep us in it as best he can. So he gets his daily double to left center field. Hap came up and struck out, looked horrible, chased. So we got 2 outs in the ninth inning. Talks on second. Christopher Morel comes up, and I'm just going to tell you, I felt like he was due. He went 3-1, and they've been giving him heat up in his kitchen, and so they're going heat up and in, and he's struggling, then slider down and away, and that's sort of been kind of the mantra, and that's how they started him off. They got him on first pitch strike up and in. And then Diaz was a little bit too cautious and went 3-1 on him with some sliders away. And so he comes back with a fastball, but he doesn't get it in. He leaves it middle. 97-mile-an-hour four-seamer that he left up for Morel, and you can't do that. Christopher hit that ball 402 feet, 108.9 mile-per-hour exit velocity to left field. It's just a classic Christopher bomb, and it put us up 3-1 with that 2-run homer. And as he was rounding the bases, and I was looking back at it, it was like that's really what's been happening to him. They've been pitching him really up and in hard and down and away, and he's gotten very little to hit. Not placing all the taking all the blame away from him for his 4 for 45 stretch. But the at bat in the ninth was what you just know Christopher at any time is going to explode. And if you're pitching to him, you can't miss. You cannot make a mistake. And Edwin Diaz did. I know it was 97 miles an hour, but it's located where he could get at it. He get the barrel on it. So Christopher Morel's hero tonight with a 2-run home run in the ninth inning to break the tie. And we were beat all night. Severino had we were no hit. The Met fans were in no hitter mode since probably the sixth inning, and we were anemic. We only had 3 hits total. Walked twice, struck out 8 times, left 2 on base. Didn't have that many base runners, and 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. We up our record to 18-11, and boy, we really needed that one tonight, and we got it. And like I said, I feel like we stole it. First game of a 4-game series, and we're there, and we're getting no hit into the 8th. And coming out with a win. That's really good. Nico started at second base, leading off. Talk was in right field, hitting second. Happer in left, hitting third. Christopher Morel, third base, hitting fourth. Bush was at first base, hitting fifth. Dansby again at short, hitting sixth. Mervis was DHing again, hitting seventh. Gomes was catching, hitting eighth. And PCA was roaming center field, hitting ninth. So we'll talk about Nico a little bit. Nico went 0 for 4. He's had some, 3 or 4 games here where it's been a little bit of tough go. Made a nice play defensively. But I had this in my head. It was like, boy, when Nico doesn't go, it's a struggle for us offensively. And looking back on it over the last rough period here in the short-term history, Nico hasn't gotten it going. And so to me, Nico is really critical, especially with this depleted lineup that we've got. If Nico goes 0 for 4, we're probably going to struggle, and he did that tonight. Talk had his 1 for 3 with that double in the ninth, scoring on Morel's home run. He got hit by a pitch in the 7th. It was kind of I was upset about it, and I'm over it now. If we'd lost, I wouldn't have been over it. 7th inning, Talk gets hit by a pitch. And he goes to second base when Hap goes 3 unassisted. So there's 1 out, and he's on second base. We're in the 7th inning, down 1-0, and that's the first time in the game that any base runner has been in scoring position. So that's where we are. We're down 1-0, 7th inning. We still haven't got a hit, and Talk gets hit by a pitch. Makes it to second base on a 3 unassisted from Hap, and Morel's up, and Morel gets fisted. He hits this thing off his fists, and it was just a floating line drive to the second baseman, and second baseman caught it, and for some reason Talk's running. Talk gets doubled off. I just couldn't believe what I saw, and I was livid, as you guys probably were too if you were watching it. 7th inning, we're down a run. We got the first time we've had a runner in scoring position, and we got Morel and Bush coming up, just 1 out, and that happens. That was a rough go. So, but Talk redeemed himself in the ninth. That double, classic vintage Talk. Hap went 0 for 3, had a walk, chasing, struck out twice, just not looking good. The home run was the only hit that Christopher had. He went 1 for 4. Bush went 0 for 3, had a walk, scored a run. He scored that run in the 8th. Dansby went 1 for 3, broke up the no-hitter in the 8th with that sort of a broken bat. I'm pretty sure the bat snapped. It was on his fist, a little bit of a flare into center field. It wasn't close enough that the shortstop had a chance. It cleared him pretty good. Mervis went 0 for 3. I'm still a little bit concerned about the Mervis situation and what they think about him. And, like, why is he in the lineup today? And I'll tell you why. When they pinch hit Madrigal for him in that situation against a righty, and they put him back in today, I'm like, well, why are you even playing him? If you're going to pinch hit him and put Madrigal in that situation, then we'll just put Madrigal in as the DH. I lost sleep over that last night. I still can't get my head around it. And I know there's been a lot of talk about that decision by council to pinch hit for Madrigal, hit Madrigal in place of Mervis. And my first reaction was I didn't like it. And after losing sleep on it, I still don't like it. And then coming in here today, and he's back in the lineup. So it makes that decision, it just doesn't seem right. But on the other side of the coin, I don't think it's time for me to say it, but Matt Mervis is on track to do the exact same thing in this run that he did the last time he got called up. 0 for 3 tonight. And I'm telling you, he looks exactly the same. Matt Mervis looks to me exactly this year like he did when he came up last year. And it's just such a huge gap, clearly, between AAA Iowa and the bigs. AAA Mervis is a masher. He comes up here and he just ground ball machine. Just sits the ball on the ground, rolls over. And I thought about it, and it was on my mind. And I don't know if you guys caught this, but the Major League's #1 prospect, Jackson Holliday, had come up. And I don't know his exact numbers because I didn't follow the Birds that much, but he came up and did the same thing, went like 0 for 30 or 1 for 35, whatever it was, and he got sent back down. He was #1 prospect in Major League overall, and he was just raking in AAA, comes up to the bigs and can't do it. And sometimes we lose track of how hard it is to hit in the major leagues. And maybe we're learning that Matt Mervis is just an Iowa hitter. Maybe he's not going to be able to do it. I don't think we're going to give up on him just yet. I'm just saying he's on the same track that he was this time with his chance he had last year. So I'm starting to worry about it. I've been rooting for him, and that's why I was so upset last night. I thought, we needed a bomb, and at some point Mervis will run into one, right? Even if he's hitting 100, he'll occasionally hit one. And I thought if he could come through last night, and I think that's why I was so upset and why I lost sleep with it. It's because I thought if they'd let him hit and he did turn on one and get it, maybe that would ignite him, pretty much like I think PCA's home run ignited him, but he didn't get the chance. So anyway, that's Mervis. Gomes went 0 for 2. They pulled him in the 8th inning with runners in first and third, 1 out for Madrigal. Madrigal actually had an RBI tonight. He comes in and with runners in first and third and hits that fisted grounder to third, and we end up scoring that run. Then PCA went 0 for 3, but I want to talk about PCA because a couple things for me happened while I was watching this game today. Number one, I love PCA in center field. I'm addicted to it already. A ball gets hit to center field, and you just go, we got it. And it's not only that you relax and you know he's going to get it, you like watching him get it. He covers so much ground. He's just so smooth out there. And I'm almost already addicted to PCA in center field. It hasn't felt that way. And Bellinger had a little bit of a rough go in center field early on. Had some sun, had some wind, had some bad weather. But PCA in center is different. That's a different cat out there. So I think we're all on the same page with the fact that PCA can play center field. The question is, can he hit? Well, he goes 0 for 3 tonight. But the good news for me is his at-bats look really good. He looks aggressive. He looks confident. He's taking some pretty good swings. He doesn't look like he's overwhelmed and wide-eyed anymore. He already looks like he's in predator mode at the plate, and I just thought it looked good. So the news for me tonight on PCA is I'm addicted to watching him play center field, and I liked his at-bats even though he goes 0 for 3. He handled Severino as good as you could probably do it. He put the ball in play all 3 times. So that was the good news. All right, let's go to the defense. Jamison Taillon came in today. His numbers in his 2 starts to this point: 10 2/3 innings, 1.69 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, a 1.13 whip, and a 244 average against. He came into Citi Field tonight carrying a 3-0 record at Citi Field, so he's had some success there. So those numbers are good. We're hoping he could replicate those. We were hoping, okay, can Jamo give us a good quality start and go 6? Well, he did all that and more. He goes 7 1/3 innings, gives up 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, gives up a run, only throws 78 pitches in that 7 1/3 innings, and he was fantastic. In the first inning, first batter, I think third pitch, second or third, it was early, gives up a home run to Jamo. It wasn't a bad pitch. It was away and down, and Jamo just sort of reached his bat out and flicked it and got the barrel on it, hit a home run to right. So we're down 1-0 before Taillon gets an out, but ends up giving up another hit to Martinez in that first. So first inning gives up 2 hits and a run, 11 pitches, 8 strikes. Then he goes 1-2-3 in the second with a strikeout, strikes out Bader looking. He goes, gets out of the third with just a walk, and he walked Jamo, but he got squeezed. If K-Zone was right, and it is, he got squeezed on Nemo's base on balls. So he in my mind, he gets out of the third inning 1-2-3. 1-2-3 in the fourth, 1-2-3 in the fifth, 1-2-3 in the sixth. Throws 8 pitches in the fourth, 8 in the fifth, and 11 in the sixth. He's just rolling, just filling it up with strikes. Seventh inning, he gets Martinez to ground out to Christopher Morel, gives up a single to McNeil. Taylor flies out to right, and Vientos a ground out to Nico to get out of the seventh inning. 13 pitches, 9 strikes. Gives up a hit in the eighth, but starts the eighth. He gets Bader, ground out to Nico, and then Nito singles. And I'm going to tell you about this play because it's another Bush didn't pick one. So we're eighth inning, and at this time it's 1-1, and Jamo gets Nito to hit a ball to Morel. A hard hit, one hopper. Morel dives to his right, backhands it, his gloves up high, and it hits a little bit off his heel, and it stays close. He pops up, gets the ball in his right hand on one hop, and fires it to Bush. He's gonna have Nito by 2 steps, and Bush can't pick it. You know, and they gave Nito a hit because of the play, but I'm just telling you, maybe we've been spoiled watching Rizzo pick everything, or maybe I'm spoiled from watching Mark Grace pick Sean Dunston's stuff. But Bush is having trouble with that. There's a lot. So had he picked that, and remember it's eighth inning, and we're it's tied 1-1. So I thought, well, you know, that could turn into a problem. It got Jamo pulled. So they pulled Jamo and put Mark Leiter Jr. in. Mark comes in with 1 on, 1 out. He gets Jamo to fly to Happer and gets Lindor to ground out to Bush unassisted. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about before I get into Neris is Christopher Morel. I'm done thinking putting Madrigal in for defensive substitution for Morel is a good idea. I now think that Morel's better. He'll make the more spectacular plays, clearly, but Morel looked really good tonight. Like, it's almost like it clicked, and his timing and his smoothness, and he just looks really good, very athletic. And if Bush picks that for him, that's a great play in the eighth inning. So I'm going on record right here saying that I'm done supporting a defensive substitution for Morel at third base. Just leave him alone. Neris comes in. Looks like Neris is our closer, so it's 3-1. Neris comes in, and Neris made it interesting. Took him 24 pitches to get out of the ninth. He walks Alonso. Then Martinez flies out to Hap. Then he walks McNeil. So they got first and second, 1 out. The next 2 batters battling pretty good, but he ends up striking both of them out swinging. Struck out J.D. Stewart, or maybe it's D.J. Stewart. He's the left-handed hitting DH. That was before they got J.D. Martinez. But Stewart came in pinch hitting. He struck out swinging. And then Neris got Beatty to swing and miss as well to end it. And it was just such a great win. I mean, I just felt like I got away with something. I was running and hiding, getting to the getaway car before they caught me, because we were getting no hit. It was we were just about to get no hit. It was that close. And instead of getting no hit, we come away with the win. Just an awesome win. I'm hoping that we can take this and start to roll with it a little bit. So we got 3 more against the Mets tomorrow night. It's Assad against Sean Manaea. And we got our work cut out for us with Manaea as well. So, but we got to get the bats going. What do I say? The 3 hits. We got to do better than that. We can't get no hit through 8 and expect to win it every time. So we'll see what happens. Mets game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us here on Randy Talks Cubs. Glad to have you. And go Cubs go.